Hello and welcome to the Success Secret podcast with your host Hussein Talib. I am excited to introduce you to a series of conversations with some of the most successful and inspiring individuals from various industries. My aim is to dive into the stories behind their success and explore the knowledge, strategies, habits, mindsets, and wisdom that have propelled their success. Each episode of the Success Secret podcast will feature a different guest who will share their unique journey, the challenges they faced, and the lessons they have learned along the way. I will also be covering topics from entrepreneurship and innovation to leadership and personal development. Whether you are an inspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business professional, or just someone looking to improve your life, the Success Secret podcast is for you. My goal is to bring you valuable insights and inspiration that will help you achieve your own success in business and life. So get ready to learn and be inspired. The Success Secret podcast starts now. In this episode, we are going to be talking about how to make 30K plus with the Faceless YouTube channel and videos using YouTube and AI. In this episode, my guest, his name is Tony Lysandrides. Tony has been running Faceless YouTube channels for over 4 years now, with one channel hitting over 100K subs. His current record-breaking month is 14K, and he has monetized four other channels since. He teaches others how to use AI to monetize Faceless YouTube channels. So, Tony, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Hussein. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me. So, first of all, we are going to get into YouTube and Faceless channels and Faceless videos, which is, I think, a lot of us want to make because they would think it's easier. But first of all, what do you use your own definition of success, and how do you see people around you have certain misconceptions what success is?
That's a very good question, Hussein. In terms of success, everyone has a different definition of success, and I would say that it's not a one size fits all. Everybody has their own goals and their own dreams that they want to achieve in life. And I would say that whatever your highest values are, there's this book I read recently. It's called The Values Factor, and it talks about understanding what you truly value and living up to your values. And when you do that, what happens is you begin to when you truly live up to what you value, you begin to live a very fulfilled life. So if you really value cars and you're driving your dream car and you're selling cars and you're living your life around that thing that you really value, then you are a successful individual. You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have 100 girlfriends. If you are living in accordance to your highest values, then it's a form of success.
So now, speaking of YouTube success, let's say, so that's very important topic. But first of all, before we dive deeper into basically or specifically about Faceless YouTube channels, in your experience, what is the most important things for people to grow on YouTube? And is it important to, let's say, maybe specify a niche, the general overview of YouTube success in your experience?
That's a good question. I would say the main thing that will make you successful on YouTube, whether you're showing your face or whether you're doing faceless YouTube channels, is essentially the idea behind what you're doing. So the ideation is definitely the most important thing. If you have a brilliant idea, it can be the difference between you getting 1,000 views on a video and 1,000,000 views on a video. So having a brilliant idea, the video idea I'm talking about, and the niche is very, very important. So that's the number one thing. That's the most important thing in the whole YouTube spectrum, is the niche you are in and the video ideas that you put into that niche. That's the most important thing.
Cool. So you yourself, how did you get to YouTube? Like, did you see others doing YouTube and they were successful, or someone told you YouTube is a good idea? How did you decide to do YouTube videos? The story, the origin story, I would say, for you.
Yeah, so it all started in lockdown, the first lockdown, when at the time I was working in sales. I was working for a security company selling security systems, and we were put on something called furlough here in the UK, where we were asked not to come into work because of the coronavirus and social distancing and all that stuff, and we weren't allowed to go to work. So I was stuck at home, and I was just left essentially with a bunch of time and a bit of money to just play around with in my bedroom. So I was just like, okay, I've got this money. I've got a bunch of time now that we're in lockdown. What can I do? So what I ended up doing is actually it was like 3 a.m. in the morning, and I was scrolling through I think it was Instagram or it was Facebook or something, And I came across this advert which actually was talking about faceless YouTube channels and how you can have a side income with faceless YouTube channels. And I was like, okay. And I had a look and I ended up buying the course. They were selling a course there and a program. So I took the program, took the course, and then I started applying what I was learning in the course. And then essentially what then happened was I after 8 months, my YouTube channel's monetized. So my strategy was just looking at trends, looking at what videos were going viral, and I was just doing similar videos to videos that were already hitting tens of millions of views. And then my videos started getting tens of millions of views. And within eight months, my first YouTube channel got monetized. Now 8 months is actually a long time to have a monetized channel because right now, um, the average time that takes me to monetize a channel now with my experience is around 30 days, so 1 month. So, but because I was a beginner back then, I didn't know how to do it. So I was just figuring things out, making a bunch of mistakes, which cost me a bunch of money, a bunch of time, and a bunch of energy. But after 8 months, I then got monetized, started making a bit of money on the side with YouTube, and then eventually started to pick up. And then it went from $200 a month to $500 a month to $1,000 a month, and then it went to $5,000 a month, and then we hit the $14,000 a month, and then it just went on from there. And then I just started to go into different niches and monetize different YouTube channels, and yeah, and then after I had a bunch of people reach out to me saying they wanted me to, when they found out what I was doing, people would reach out to me, ask me to teach them how to do this. And then I started teaching students how to do this, and they started getting monetized channels. So it's just been an interesting journey since then. So it's been 4 years in the making. And yeah, it's been a phenomenal journey so far.
Cool. So that's amazing. So the first thing you mentioned is, for example, it took you about 8 months, but now if you would start a new YouTube channel, it will take you like 30 days to get monetized and get views. So the most important things in order to get monetized, of course, we know about YouTube criteria to get monetized and all of that in general, but the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 hours of watch time, well, I think maybe 90 million watch time on shorts, I think. So now, in order for you to start a YouTube channel now and grow it as quickly as a month, as soon as a month, how would you find the content? Because, for example, generally speaking, I do personally create content, but it's not getting the eyes, balls, or the views that I believe they should get, right? So, what is the framework to know that this content or this video, whether it's even faceless or non-faceless, is going to get some kind of views in your process of work for getting non-faceless videos?
That's a very good question, Hussein. What I would suggest is look at what has worked in the past. So what has gone viral in the past. For example, you're in the podcasting niche. So I would look at, if I was doing a podcast, I would look at successful podcasts that are going viral right now on YouTube. And right now, one of the podcasts that's really doing well is Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO, where if you look at his thumbnails, he has a crystal clear picture of the guest and then a quote on the thumbnail, which is like shocking, has an element of shock, sometimes has an element of fear. Like he has a lot of health professionals come on his podcast, and sometimes they talk about a lack of sleep reduces your life by 33% or something like that. And he would put like a shocking statement in the thumbnail that will cause people to click. So I would look at his methodology of thumbnails and I would just do very similar text, similar colors, and structure it in a pretty similar way. Yeah, that's what I would do. So essentially, same thing with faceless channels. I just look at what has gone viral in the past few months or in the past few weeks, and I find out why it went viral. So, and I find out what kind of audience is behind that YouTube channel. Are they an audience who likes dopamine, or are they an audience who likes serotonin? Are they an audience who are more of a dark side audience? They like to hear about bad news, like the dark side of New York or the dark side of Dubai or the dark side of London. Like I always look at what kind of audience we're dealing with, and then I'll tailor the title and the thumbnail to that audience. So essentially just look for something that went viral in the past few weeks. And you do that through scrolling through YouTube. Scroll through YouTube until you find something that went viral in the past few weeks. When I say viral, I'd say around 100,000 views plus in the last if it had 100,000 views plus in the last few days, and the channel that uploaded that video was like a small channel, and if you can see that it's actually a niche and not a one-hit wonder, then I would go into it and just do similar videos, model after the proven framework of that viral video, target that audience, identify the audience, and then target the audience. Essentially, that's how we do it. It's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. It did take me a few years to get to where I am right now to be able to monetize a channel very quickly. And it's not too difficult right now because YouTube are promoting smaller channels. If you have a smaller channel under 1,000 subscribers, your videos kind of get a bit of a boost from the algorithm. So that's what they're doing right now. And it only just takes one video to monetize your channel to get you to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of public watch time. One video can do that for you. So it's not a big kind of, it's not as hard as people think, but it's not as easy as well.
Yeah, it's about the views. It's not about how big or the number of subscribers. It's about the views, because you see sometimes videos they have a lot of views. Some other videos, for example, in the certain channels, they don't have a lot of views. So now speaking of faceless YouTube videos, so if someone would create a faceless video, your process, or let's say we know now there is a lot of AI tools that can create the text, the audio, and the video, and the imagery, a lot of these kind of things. But with your experience, what is the easiest, let's say, route for people to do this, and let's say does not consume so much time? Because a lot of us sometimes complain about that it's taking so much time to edit videos, to create videos, etc., etc.
Yeah, so there's a 4-stage, actually a 5-stage process to look for viral videos or to create a video. So the process is, first you need to look for the idea. So we just covered that, look for what has gone viral and just do a similar video. Second part of the process is a script writer. So you can either hire someone from Upwork or Fiverr to do the script, or you can do it yourself, or you can just use ChatGPT to do it for you. There's a free version, there's a paid version. The free version is pretty much enough to do a script for you. So you have ChatGPT that will do the script for you. And then after ChatGPT, after the script is done, you'll need the voiceover to be done. And the voiceover can either be done by yourself, or it can be done by a voiceover artist who just speaks the scripts and brings the script to life. Now, the AI tool that I use to speak the script is called 11 Labs. So it's basically like a laboratory where you just plug in a script. You just put the script into the AI, and the AI will generate a voice, and you would not think that the voice is an AI voice. It sounds like proper human. The quality is really sound, very crisp, and you wouldn't think it's an AI voice. So essentially, yeah, so 11 Labs is a really good AI tool. There's a variation of voices. You can have an American male, or you can have a British female, and you can have different languages. So it's a very powerful tool. So once the script is done, you have the voiceover done. After the voiceover, you would want to use AI tools to generate images, basically to do the video. So after the voiceover is done, you need the video editor to do his job, his or her job. So the video editor will put footage together. He can either use DALL-E to produce images, or Midjourney AI to produce images, or Stable Diffusion to produce the images. And once those images are produced, he can put them together with background music, graphics, and make the video look really nice. And so that's that part done. There's also an AI tool called InVideo, which is like, it helps you with editing. So that's another AI tool that we use, InVideo AI. And then after that, we have the thumbnail. So the thumbnail essentially is the thing that people need to see before they click on the video. So essentially, when you scroll through YouTube, for people listening to the podcast that doesn't know what a thumbnail is, it's pretty much like a book cover. So when you scroll through YouTube, you have the title of the video that explains the video, but then you also have the image that explains the video, and the image essentially just depicts what the video is about. And you need a quality thumbnail that is not just a good image, because a good image doesn't make people click. What will make people click is something that will spark curiosity, that will trigger emotions, whether that be fear, whether that be curiosity, whether that be joy, like excitement, dopamine. So essentially, that's what you would want to do, is have a graphic designer create a thumbnail for you, or you can use the AI tools such as Midjourney, put it into Canva, and then add text or add an arrow and do that. So that's the creation process of videos with AI tools that have recently come out. So there was a huge surge of AI in the last quarter of 2023. It's a huge surge of that AI has had its influence, put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. AI has changed a lot of things. It made certain things easier, creating content easier. So it helped a lot of, I would say, content creators and video creators to push more out there, right? That's very important. So, but we, of course, when we talk about when we talk, for example, so people would know, like when we talk about the thumbnail, it's important the thumbnail to have a good one, because people when they are scrolling, they would stop at it. And what you talked about also, let's say triggering some kind of joy, fears, or success, or whatever it is in the text, so people would click for it. That's interesting point. But also comes down to, after people, if they click that video, it's important actually to have some kind of a good quality content, because now there is so much, like I would say, maybe competition in the space, whether it's YouTube, any social network in general. So it's important to deliver high quality content as much as possible, which is, I think you would agree with, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's all about quality. So gone are the days of farming videos and just throwing a bunch of spaghetti on the wall and hoping something would stick. That's the saying we say in the UK, or the shotgun approach, where you just blast a shotgun and you hope you hit somebody. So those days in YouTube are pretty much gone. It used to work, but it doesn't work anymore. So essentially, you would want to focus on quality. So that leads me on to my next point. So the idea of the video is the most important part of the whole process. But the second most important part of the process is having a really good script. And the script is not just designed to be to really hook the viewer, but it's more so to add a lot of value to the viewer. That's what's really gonna make you different to many people, is when you actually hook viewers and you you genuinely provide value to them. For example, like if you used to watch a video that told you about how to lose weight, and it told you something that you've never heard anyone ever talk about before, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've learned something amazing, so new, it's so simple to do, it's so easy. I mean, why isn't anyone else talking about this? When it's something like that valuable, where you start telling people about it without anyone telling you to tell people, you're just naturally talking about it, you're just talking to your friends and family about it because you just learned something really, really valuable. So that's the level of value that you want to deliver at. You want to really deliver something that people have never heard of before, and that really still, it's something new to them, but it doesn't conflict with them. So something new, but really adds value to their lives, really aligns with their values. So yeah.
Do you believe that success in the YouTube game is a numbers game? Because eventually, like, we need to do certain things. So some of us might actually do certain video that would think that they are a high quality, great thumbnail, great line, great text, but eventually would not get that much views as expected, because for whatever reason it is, right? So people should not be discouraged, right? They should create another video and another video. But in order, for example, like in you earlier when you talked about, you can monetize a YouTube channel in, like, for example, a month. In that period, 30 days, how videos would you usually upload?
About 10. Sometimes it doesn't take 10. Sometimes it's like the second upload that pops off and makes and hits the 1,000 views and the 4,000 hours of watch time. So actually it won't even be 10. Sometimes it'll just be like 5 to 7 videos in the first month, and then that will just do it. So yeah, it's in a sense it's more of a quality game than a numbers game, but numbers do play a part. And here's why. The way I like to explain it when I explain it to some of my students is, you want to post 10 videos in a month. So 10 quality videos. You don't compromise on quality, never. So every month, push out 3 to 4 videos a week, minimum 10 videos a month. So once you push out 10 videos a month, you won't have success with every video that you post. And that's just a pill that you need to swallow. That's just something you need to understand. Not every video that you're going to upload is going to go viral. So what you would want to do is you would want to treat every video as if it needs to go viral and put your heart and soul into every of those 10 videos. And out of those 10 videos that you upload in a month, not all of them will make you money, but you might have 3 of them that do make you money. And out of the 3 that do have a bit of money, you might have that one video that goes viral and pays for all 10 videos that you paid for. Because essentially, either you're doing the videos yourself or you're going to pay someone else to do some of the video, like the video editing. If you haven't got experience in that, you would want to hire someone to do that. So out of the 10 videos, 3 of them will do well. And out of the 3 that do well, those 3 will pay for the other 7 as well with profits. So that's pretty much how the YouTube game works. It's a numbers game, but it's also a quality / numbers game. So it's not just a numbers game, it's a quality / numbers game, I would say. And it's pretty much it's pretty much the same in sales. So when I was in sales, we were taught about the numbers game as well. You ring 100 people on the phone, and out of 100 people, you would have 10 people who are interested. Out of the 10 people who are interested, you have 3 people who are really good leads. And out of the 3 good leads, you have 1 close, 1 sale. So that's essentially how everything works. It's pretty much a numbers game in everything in life. Even if you're going on dates, you can ask a bunch of females out to go on a date so that you can find a wife. And then 100 might say no, 10 are interested, 3 go on dates, one of them is your wife. So it's pretty much a numbers game in anything, essentially.
So speaking earlier about the, let's say, the research phase, do you think is the best way to do that inside of YouTube, or do you think that there are also good tools, like, for example, some people might use Google search for certain terms and see the questions there and think that this is a good idea to get ideas for title video, or for example, websites like Answer the Public? Or do you think the best place is within YouTube itself?
I would say YouTube itself. I would say you can look at other platforms, but you have to be careful, because if you look at other platforms like TikTok has a slightly different audience to YouTube, because they're more of a short form, kind of short attention span audience who just scroll and just watch videos that are like 30 seconds, 20 seconds long. So that's more of a very young audience, and most of the people on TikTok are like 12 years old and 15 years old and 20 years old. And yeah, you don't have a lot of older people on YouTube, on TikTok. And so YouTube has all sorts of demographics. There's billions of users. But it's a different audience. There's a different type of people that go on TikTok and Facebook than on YouTube. So the best place to go viral on YouTube and the best place to do your research is on YouTube itself. I do use an AI tool that tells me what videos are getting how many views per hour. So it's called vidIQ. It's a software that you install onto your browser, and when you scroll through YouTube, it actually shows you underneath every video how many views per hour that video is getting. And when you can see that a video is getting like 1,000 views an hour, and it was uploaded like 2 weeks ago by a very small channel, you know that video is in the algorithm. It's still trending. The trend isn't dead, and you can do a similar video and just pivot off of that success.
Great idea. So very insightful. So what is the worst advice that have you ever heard or someone told you?
The worst advice, I would say, is buy YouTube subscribers and buy YouTube views. That's the worst advice, because some people do that. Some people have bot followers, they have bot views, bot subscribers. And the reason why they do that is because they want like a shortcut to get to the monetization phase. And they will actually get, YouTube will actually approve them of monetization, because it's like, yeah, because they have the views and the watch hours. But the only problem is that once you have 1,000 bots that are subscribed to your channel, every time you upload a video, YouTube are going to promote your videos to those bots. And those bots are not going to click on your video. They're not going to watch your video. And that's going to tell YouTube that your video is crap. And so when YouTube sees that no one's clicking on your videos because they're bots, and they're gonna stop promoting your video. So your video is gonna die because of a bunch of bots. So the worst advice, and That's a really good question. What's the worst advice? Is yeah, people say buy bots, buy subscribers, buy fake views, and that's just something I'm just fully against.
Yeah, I am totally with you now. It's a great perspective into things, because when you push a video and you have a certain amount of subscribers and not even one view, that's a trigger for YouTube
Exactly.
to look at there's something wrong. So Tony, where can people learn more about you and what you do and get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I have a website. I'm gonna send you the website link should be down below. If people want to get in touch with me, you can just click on the website, and then there is a section where you can book a call with me if you want to start your own YouTube automation journey. So yeah, or through my website.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Tony, for joining me for this episode of the Success Again podcast. Really insightful tips and insights into how to grow a YouTube channel, specifically for the people who do not want to, let's say, they don't want to show their face in their YouTube, so they can have a faceless YouTube channel, which is also good, and also could apply to people who in general who could want to grow their YouTube, which is very important. Thank you very much for joining me for this one.
Thank you for having me.